Good morning. It's weigh-in day. Now, I got Miss Thang with me because she was sleeping on the chair behind me. And she woke up early this morning. Normally, because her wake-up time is 8 o'clock. That's when my alarm is set. If I peek under her little blankie and she's still asleep, I just let her lay there. Well, I was sitting there around 7 o'clock and I kept hearing her moving. Now, she travels in her sleep because she'll go in one way and she's like a little toddler. She'll wake up in a whole nother direction and end of the chair and everything. Well, she kept moving and kept moving, so I peeked under there and she was awake. So I thought, well, since she's up and she's always cold overnight because she's not been under her lap, I thought, well, it's hot out here. It's already hot. It was sticky. I thought, well, that'd be good for her to just start getting a little bit warm. Now, weigh-in sucked. I don't know a nicer way to put it. Weigh-in was not cool this morning. Listen, I knew I was going to be up because I was up Monday. And that was maybe a poundish. So today I'm up 2.1 pounds. And I'm sure it's me. Because I prepped. I have eaten on plan. I have eaten what I prepped. But then I ate what Sally Joe down the street prepped. And Billy Bob prepped. I ate like I was going to the electric chair. I don't know what my problem was. I mean, I woke up every single day starving to death. Now, I always, when my eyes open and my feet hit the floor, I think I got to have food. But I have been working on that. Matter of fact, some of those days that I was super hungry were days that I didn't eat until maybe 1 o'clock. Because I've been getting up and starting on crafts. Like if I started something the night before or day before, maybe I need to let it dry, or I just got tired or something, I would get up and start that. Or like get up and run errands. And so I'll run out the door just to go get what I need to get done, and then before you know it, it's 12 or 1 o'clock before I've even had anything to eat. Well, then by then, I've told y'all before, I know me, and that's how I operate. If I don't eat breakfast, I am ravenous the rest of the day. If I don't start myself off with some food, and it is normally got to have some egg with it somewhere, that's the one thing that holds me, are eggs, then I will eat somebody out of house and home the rest of the day. Then the other days, I don't know what it was. I've just had one of those weeks. Y'all ever have those weeks where it's like no matter what, you just you feel like you can't get enough food? Now, some of it's been healthy food and some of it ain't been healthy food. But you can even overdose on healthy food, so we don't need to kid ourselves there. So, yeah, up 2.1, which I'm telling you, I'm getting it off next week. I'm just not gonna eat like that this week. I'm not gonna do it. But I did have my SI injection, whatever day that was. And I'm gonna tell you what, the first one I had was a piece of cake. It was nothing to it because I've had many back injections, and until that last one where he hit that, just on that right spot, and I just about, kicked him in the head like a mule. Never any problems. Never take any of the numbing spray. Just do it. Just get it over with. So the first one of this one, it was the first one I had, and of course I took sedation, which I didn't feel like I was sedated. Normally if you get sedated, you kind of feel, spacey in your head. I didn't feel nothing. I even asked him, I said, is this stuff supposed to be working? She said, well, you're not going to go to sleep. I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to go to sleep. I don't even feel anything, So I wasn't nervous, but I wasn't, relaxed. I just, let him do his thing. It didn't hurt. This time, woo, it's making me nervous for the third time. He did the left side. Nope, I didn't get sedated because I'm like, no, there was nothing to that. I'm not going to go through all that trouble. All that IV and mess. No. So he did the first side, if I have to stop, it's because I feel a sneeze coming on. Okay. So then he went to the other side. The first one he did, he goes, yeah, he said, I'm loading you up full of lidocaine. So that's the first shot. You just feel a little stick, and then they load you with lidocaine because they're going down in the joint, right? Well, that one, no big deal. You can feel the pressure. You can feel the stuff going in, but it's not like you're going to pass out. Then he got to the right side, and as soon as he stuck it, I could tell it wasn't as numb as the other side. And I'm like, okay. So it was getting uncomfortable. It was a little more uncomfortable, and all of a sudden I let out a moan that probably half the place heard. It was like he was struck a nerve. It was so painful. This doctor, bless his heart, he was moaning with me. He was like, oh, come on. Oh, yeah, we're almost there. Oh. So we got it done. I was like, whew. I told that little nurse, I said, why did it do that this time and it didn't do that last time? She said it was apparently overly inflamed. So, I go back and see him in 4 weeks because my insurance requires me to see. I can't just set up another injection. He wants to do it in 3. I can't just set up the injection. We found that out in my last visit. I have to actually see him and then set up the injection. So it's crazy. Instead of just letting the doctor do what he knows he needs to do, I don't know, maybe they think 1 or 2 might make it feel better, so they don't want to pay for a second or a third one after that. I don't know. First one didn't do anything. I can't tell if this one is either, because this is what I told him. I told that nurse, I can't hardly distinguish what is that pain in my back pain. It's all in the same area, so I can't hardly tell if what he's doing is helping the hipular area, which is funny because I think that's part of your hips, isn't it? I need to look that up. The SI joint, is that hip related? I know the hips are these big haunches on the side, but inside, I don't know where they are. Anyway, I don't know what is what. Still haven't heard from my MRI. I called his assistant. She had requested it twice, so I'm going to have to call this place down here. It's always something. So anyway, and the other medical thing, can you see my bruise? It blew out. He saw me coming in, and I told you he'd come in there, and we sit down. He goes, "All right, let's get to that little baby vein," because he remembered that as big a person as I am, I have little baby veins, and I'm a hard stick. He's the one that can get me the most, but I can't blame him. It would not give blood. He could not get a drop of blood out of me. And he tried. There's another bruise up here. He tried up here. But see, I have this thing right here in the crack of your arm, where I can't even touch it myself. Now, I can get a tattoo up in there all day long. Don't even get me to try to explain it. But my whole life, I have never been able to be stuck right there. I will have to be in the hospital asleep and wake up with it in my arm, or else I'm going to hit the floor like a rock. There is something somewhere along the line that has traumatized me that I don't remember. There's some kind of weird hang up, so you cannot draw blood where everybody draws blood. That's why I've never in my life given blood, because I can't do it. I cannot do it. So I've always got it out of my hand. Or they can go anywhere around my arm, up in here, down on the bottom, anywhere. Just don't touch the crook of my arm. So I'm supposed to go back tomorrow. He was wanting this to heal, so I'm supposed to go back tomorrow morning just for labs. But this is not going to be ready, so I guess we'll have to try this hand. And I always try to drink a lot of water to, help that, so I'm not dehydrated. So keep your fingers crossed that they can get some blood, because she can't test anything she wanted to test until they get some blood. And so that's that on the medical front. Now, this is the other thing I want to talk about. Y'all know what these are? Have I got them turned around the right way? charms. Okay, you're wondering why in the world you got that many charms when you ain't lost 40 pounds. Well, I'm going to tell you why. And this is why you just can't get upset with Weight Watchers. Yeah, maybe they need to get their act together, but they're not picking and choosing. They're not. I've read some people on our group that claimed they were being singled out by Weight Watchers not to get charms, and I don't subscribe to that notion. But when they started giving the charms for the online only, that's when I don't know if they just didn't think it out, because this is this is proof that you may or may not get what you're supposed to. The way it worked was, let's say I had lost 20 pounds up until the point, then they started giving the charms out online. They didn't retroactively send me charms, or anybody else. Didn't matter how much weight you lost. The charms started accruing from the minute they started offering online charms. Then as your weight started from there, that's when you started getting your charms. So from there on, the first 5, you got a 5-pound charm. You 10 pounds, you got 10-pound charms. And I have looked for it on their website, but I think maybe a leader or somebody told someone else that I think you have to maintain that loss for at least 3 weeks. It's not like when you go in person. I think, I've never been to a meeting, but I have read other people saying, I think I'm going to get my, X charm today. So if they hit a threshold, then they get the charm that day. And I think because they're going off of our say-so, there's nobody there to verify that, yes, we lost that weight. So they're just going what we put in our tracker. So I don't know if that's just part of their, backup plan to kind of keep away from fraud, which you hate to think that people do fraud, but that's the world we live in. Anyway, so every time you start over, I'm assuming so does your charm situation. So I have let it lapse before, which I just did this time, and I also stopped one time to do eye track bites because I just couldn't afford it at the time, and then I eventually came back. So I think every time you stop and start, then your charms restart. So what's going to happen? Let me show you what I got. And you get a key ring with your first 5. So I have 3 key rings because I have 1, 2, 3 blue 5s. I have 3 purple 10s. And I have 2 green 25s. So, do I wish I had lost this much weight? Woo, talking shit. But I just wanted to show you that, to let you know that just because you're not getting the charm, don't mean you're not doing your thing. Don't validate or unvalidate. Hold on a minute. Okay, so that was a little dude on his motorcycle. He had to stop right here at the stop sign and sit there and play on his phone. And he took off, and I knew it was too loud. Anyway, don't let the lack of charms unvalidate, if that's even a word, unvalidate your hard work. Don't think because you didn't get a charm that you didn't still work your butt off to get where you're at. Yes, things like this are motivating, but don't let these be your end, your main motivation. I hate to say that, because if the charms do motivate you, then I want you to get the charms. If you think, I'll say this, if you think you should have gotten one, that just go and do the chat-in. I've had to chat into them several times about, points or this or that or the other. And if the person you're talking to can't help you, just Oh, school bus. Just ask to speak to somebody else that maybe knows better, or ask them to ask their manager, because I've had them do that before. They said, hold on, I need to consult with my supervisor or my manager, or whatever they're called. So don't be afraid to chat in and get some intel into the situation. But I just want to let you know that if they don't come like they should, this happens. It just happens. So I'm keeping them. I'm looking at them and knowing. Listen, this is what should motivate me, knowing that if I would keep my butt on track, that maybe I could have that many charms. I don't even know, do they make that many charms? I don't know how far they go up. Listen, I got 200 pounds to lose. I don't know how many charms you can get in amongst 200 pounds, but yeah. So anyway, that's just what I'm going to tell you about charms. If they motivate you, then let them motivate you, but don't get so wrapped up in them that you think you're not doing something really good, because you are doing something really, really good. Now, are you going to turn around? You going to say hello? Are you going to say hello this morning? Look at that. Listen. That right there. That needs to be on Weight Watchers. I had to put her on a diet a few years ago. She was even bigger than this. She was so fat. Her vet put her on a diet because if baby girl wants bugs every day, baby girl gets bugs every day. Well, it was making her fat. So I could only give her bugs like 2 to no more than 3 times a week. I didn't like it. She lost weight, but she's still, you can tell. Come up here, little girl. Look, you can see, if you've seen a picture of other bearded dragons, they're thin through here. Listen, I fattened her up, so she's to the point now to where she's just so old. She's not active. Dragons are very active little creatures, but she's not active anymore. She lays around. She hardly ever what they call glass dancing. If you're ever in a pet store and you see one of them going back and forth and they rub their nose on the glass, that's glass dancing. That's what they do. She very rarely does that, and she only eats a few times a week. The way I know she's hungry is she's got a hot end of her tank and she's got a cold end of her tank. It's a 55-gallon aquarium that somebody gave me, and so that's her house. She comes down to the cold end and she just turns around, she stands there and she waits, and that means she's telling me she's hungry or thirsty. If she's not down there, don't try to feed her, don't try to give her no water, because she ain't taking it. It's just, no, you're spitting in the wind. So anyway, oh well. Okay, tell them bye. Bye. Well, I drew a blank. I don't know what else, if I had anything else to say or not. David's birthday is Saturday, so I don't know what he wants to eat. He'll be eating out some. Because pretty much whatever we eat, he gets what he wants anyway, except for desserts. If he wants a dessert now, I'll make him a special dessert, because he does like those. He doesn't have a big sweet tooth, but he has certain things he likes. And you know what? It's going to be a good chance it's going to be a banana pudding. He hadn't one of them in a long time. So that, or coconut cake. He likes the coconut cake I made, which I made him one of those about 6 months ago. He wanted one. It's at least probably that long. So he got one of those. But anyway, okay, I cut that yawn out because I have done that when y'all are like, y'all make me yawn, you make me yawn. I'm not out here with no coffee, I'm out here with water. That is something I have got to work on. I have got a glass, I don't know if it would be a juice pitcher or what. I should show you a picture of it. It's just a glass jar. I think they call them refrigerator jars. Anyway, I found it at a thrift store, whenever. And I didn't use it for juice or tea. I got it just for water because I wanted to try to fill it up with water. I think it's like a half a gallon. I want to fill up with water and then try to drink that. I can't forget drinking a gallon. It's not going to happen. There is not enough time in the day to drink coffee and a gallon of water. I'm not going to do it. Y'all can fuss at me all you want. I'm not drinking a gallon of water. I'm not even going to try. If I can get a half a gallon down me, then I will be happy. And I have not been doing it. I cannot even get a half a gallon. And that's not even if I do drink coffee. That's just, I just can't drink that much water. I keep a drink with me at all times. I have to, because of the dry mouth, but I sip it. I don't like drink. Well, I've got to start. I made myself this morning drink a whole one of these before I have my first drink. It's coffee. It's going to be. Before I can have another one, I made myself drink it. I think this is a 30 ounce. So I'm pouring out of that. So I thought, well, instead of bringing my coffee out here today, I'll bring my water. Even though we've been sitting here talking, I ain't been drinking it. So, but I got it. Okay, that's all. I'm going to shut my mouth. So, the next one I'll see you on is, I filmed my menu plan already, and tomorrow I'll film my grocery haul to go with it. And then I got some cooking videos to do. I'm going to start my gooseberry patch series. We'll see if it goes past one. But back when Joan sent me those gooseberry patch cookbooks, and I did that little Happy Meal haul on there, and y'all saw all those. And I mentioned, I'm like, I should do a gooseberry patch series. Well, I forgot I even said it, and a couple of y'all commented, oh, you should. I'm like, you know what? I should. So I got me one of them books down, and I found 2 recipes in one book that I'm going to try this week. One is for a sweet dessert, snack, whatever, for some muffins, and one is for a casserole. So I'll be cooking on that one day. I'll do my meal prep, and I don't think I have another one. Oh yeah, I do have another recipe to cook. So knock on wood, if everything goes as planned, I'll have a few cooking videos for you this week. So, alright, that's it. I will shut my mouth this time. So, talk to you later. Bye.